Hello, and welcome to Spirit Among Us. Have you ever heard someone say, all you need is Jesus? On a superficial level, it may seem like something that's easy enough to agree with. Of course, he's all we need. Of course, all I need is Jesus. Or maybe you're on the other side of that spectrum. Maybe you're saying, no way. No way all I need is Jesus. I'm not going to buy that. I don't believe that. Well, today I want to take a closer look at that. I want to start with 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3. His divine power has granted to us all things that pertain to life and godliness, through the knowledge of him who called us to his own glory and excellence. Now I want to start by noticing the language here. Granted to us all things that pertain to life and godliness. So through God's divine power, he has given us all things when it comes to life and when it comes to godliness. That's quite a statement there. He has given us everything we need to live. He has given us everything we need to become godly because of him. A few years ago, I really began to ponder this thought in my own life. Is Jesus really all I need? I wanted to put it to the test. So I started with non-necessities, like a computer or TV or playing video games. Okay, yeah, I don't need these things. I don't have to have those things in my life. I would be perfectly content without these things because I'm satisfied in Jesus. I'm happy and I have joy because of him. So yes, I wouldn't like giving up those things, but I could give up those things. That was my thought process. But then I started to go deeper. How about a job? Or bigger possessions, like a house or a car? How about family and friends? Well, now this is starting to get more difficult. These are all things that I want, things I hope to have, and they are even good things to have. It's a good thing to have a house. It's a good thing to have family and friends. It's a good thing to have a job. They aren't potentially negative things like TV and video games might be. But I started to question myself and understand that when it came down to it, I didn't need these things. I don't need these things. If God willed it and I was without these things, he would still accomplish all that he wanted to in my life. And he might actually be able to grow me in certain ways that he wouldn't have been able to if I did have those things. If God willed that for my life, by removing those things, he would bring me closer to him in ways that I wouldn't have known. Okay, so maybe that's hitting a limit for you. Or maybe we've crossed that boundary already to say that we don't need those things. But when I was pondering this thought, I still wanted to go deeper. How about things that are truly needs for survival? Food, water, clothing, and shelter. Don't I need these things? How can I say that I don't need these things and that all I need is Jesus? Well, let's think about it. Yes, we need all of these things in order to survive. But that brings me to a question. Do we need to survive? Whoa. Okay, that's it. I crossed the line for sure that time. To be clear, I'm not saying that we shouldn't care about our own survival. We definitely should. God has given us the lives he has given us for a reason. And it's important to take care of both our bodies and our lives. I'm not saying we shouldn't be eating food, we shouldn't be wearing clothes, we shouldn't be drinking water, and we should be sleeping outside. But what I want us to do is to shift our perspective. Here's a bit of truth. We are all going to die. At some point in our lives, we don't all like to face this truth, but we are all going to pass away. And the Lord has already determined when that will be. What time, what day, when it will happen. But the thing is, death isn't something we need to be afraid of anymore. Because we know that the great reward comes after that painful experience. We know that after that happens, we will be standing in the very presence of God. We will have His fullness and complete joy for all eternity. So it's a truth that we're all going to die. But it's not a truth that needs to sadden us or that should sadden us, because we have a great hope waiting for us on the other side of that. So coming back to what we need, our survival is something that is only temporary. We're going to live only as long as God allows us to live. And so as a result of that, we don't need to survive. And if God willed that we didn't have those things, that we didn't have food or water or shelter or clothing, we wouldn't need those things. Even if we were stranded out in the middle of the desert, no food, no water, no clothes, Jesus would still be all we need. Now maybe you really don't like hearing that, but I want to reassure you that this is good news. This is news that means no matter what happens to us in our lives, no matter what is taken away from us or what sort of pain we go through or depravity or whatever we face, we will always have Jesus, and He is the only thing we need. We don't need anything else besides Him. And so now, because of that, we have an unshakable foundation built on Him. So this is good news today. This is great news. Let us be a people that would look to God, that would look to Jesus, and truly understand that in this life, and in the life that comes after this one that we're currently living, Jesus will forever and always be the only thing we need. Thank you for watching, and God bless.